You need to try and pick off the units as. Look at the shields on the Martin.
Oh my god, the ball is going to take him!
Welcome once again, folks. This is Cat's Pajamas.
And this is Bane User.
And we are back for Losers Round 1 action here out of the IPL Season 2. We have KiWiKaKi, who actually didn't play all that bad at games in Winners Round 1. He just came up against Straylock, and Straylock was playing incredibly well. So.
Yeah, Straylock was playing amazing StarCraft. His Terran is just looking so sharp these days. And we also have Empire Nerchio, who is another player that's been doing amazingly well throughout the tournament. Just such phenomenal play. And he's been doing well outside of the IPL as well.
Yeah, he's been doing really well. I think he was the winner of the HD World Tournament that just came out recently. Frankly, I was surprised to see him knocked out of the winner's bracket right away, but we'll see what sort of a run he can make in the loser's bracket. KiWiKaKi already indicating to us that he wants to do some sort of an expand, leaving a little bit of space there for a structure.
Yeah, that's actually very rare on Metalopolis. One of the more difficult maps to actually execute that on. He must know that it is at least cross spawn either by air or possibly the diagonal cross positions, because you just don't see players doing that. You often don't even see players doing that knowing that there's cross spawn. It's just so dangerous on this map.
And I like what Nerchio is doing. He sent his Overlord out to close positions by air, and he didn't even send out a drone scout. Now, this could... he has the luxury of being able to send that out a little bit later because he knows right where his opponent is at. He can take advantage of that nice earlier mining time. He knows his opponent has crossed positions. Now, KiWiKaKi does get a scout of the base, and we'll see how KiWiKaKi finishes this up. Wow, this is just going to be a 15 Nexus. Right away, he is going to drop down the fastest possible expand. And like you said, this is risky. I mean, Metalopolis, you can get attacked by so many points through here. They're huge, wide open ramps and choke points.
Yeah, and we do have pool first, followed by gas, and most likely speed going to be coming up for Nerchio. And he's going to have a window of opportunity where he can do quite a bit of damage here. And it looks like he is going to be able to block that Nexus, so KiWiKaKi forced to throw down that Forge immediately, and it looks like he might get enough here for the Nexus, and he does get it down before that drone can finally block once more. So we are going to have a Forge and a Nexus going up here for KiWiKaKi, but there, like I said before, there's going to be a window where Nerchio can at the very least just be really annoying. There's probably going to be a cannon up before he actually gets to the natural, but he's still going to have a window of opportunity to do a little bit of harass and at least figure out exactly what KiWiKaKi is up to.
Yeah, and if this doesn't deceive me, I believe cannon is it's a 40-second build time, so these Zerglings are already out. They have the potential to get in there before that cannon finishes if they just made a straight beeline for the base right now, but it doesn't look like they're going to do that. They are scouting around, checking for any sort of proxy play. They're not going to find it. So, Nerchio opening with his one-base strategy, actually going right into Roaches. He wants to take advantage of the fact that KiWiKaKi is not going to have that many units up there, and he is just going to pressure with Roaches right away.
Yeah, just going straight into Roaches. Going to do maybe a little bit of an all-in here. He has not dropped the natural expansion yet, and it is going to get scouted by these... Oh, no, that probe is... Oh, my goodness, did he see that?
Let me take a look at KiWiKaKi's vision here.
Oh,
and
no.
He did.
Wow, that's absolutely horrible for Nerchio. That was such a good scout timing right there by KiWiKaKi, able to just sneak up into the main, and now he knows everything that he needs to know, and he will be able to prepare properly for some sort of a Roach Ling all-in, and it looks like he is going to grab an early Zealot here. We do have 4 Roaches out right now. They're going to make their way over to KiWiKaKi's base, but I don't think they're going to be able to accomplish too much.
Here we go. 6 Roaches now making their way up. There is an expansion coming down. This is a good bit of forces here for Nerchio. KiWiKaKi is about to warp in a 4th Photon Cannon. 4 Photon Cannons will be able to hold these forces at bay, especially with the Zealot playing a little bit of crowd control and making sure that all these units stay off the top of the base. Here come the Roaches, though. Now, Nerchio is expanding behind this. He is back in workers, and he's also back in expansion at this point, and KiWiKaKi is starting to mine off of his natural. So he's actually doing pretty well in that regard. May pull an advantage if he can hold this off with no losses. And here comes Nerchio. Now he's going to make his way in. He's going to see these cannons in just a second, but he's smartly running right around the side. The Zealot pulling back, but this Cybernetics Core may be in range without any damage being done.
I love the position of the cannon in the back. Going to be able to ward off, any kind of harassment. And now that this Stalker's out, he can use this Stalker to continually poke away at these roaches, but he might lose that Stalker. No, he does get out of there just in the nick of time. And these 4 cannons will keep him safe against anything that Nerchio can throw at him at this point in the game. Nerchio really falling behind in the macro game here, just now getting his natural expansion up. He's spending a lot of time here at the natural without really accomplishing anything.
Right.
And it's going to make it very difficult going into the mid here. I mean, he virtually has no saturation on the natural right now. He invested so much in these early roaches, and it looks like he's going to try and compensate for that by double expanding here, but I don't know if he's going to be able to safely double expand. I think KiWiKaKi, should he catch wind of this, is going to have an opportunity for a pretty nasty timing push coming into the mid game.
I agree with you, but I think the key relies on him actually getting that timing, and there's a good possibility that he won't. He's going to take control of the Xel'Naga Tower here. He's going to watch for subsequent units. This Zergling actually getting away there after dealing 1 point of damage to KiWiKaKi. If KiWiKaKi doesn't know that's there, though, his infrastructure is not all that great. He's only now putting up his next few gateways, 5 more gateways on the way to make some sort of a big timing push, I would imagine. But, a 6 gate timing push off 2 base is going to be pretty strong, but he invested so much into cannons and defense there at the beginning that Nerchio, if he's able to get this up for a couple of minutes, will be able to draw even.
Yeah, most definitely. He's also going to need that extra production regardless. He's going to need that eventually anyways. So I like it when players take that relatively quick third as opposed to getting a super early macro hatch or something like that, because you're going to need the third and you're going to need the larva production capability. Getting a macro hatch after the third is also a really good choice that I like a lot, as opposed to just dropping it right away. And we do have quite a few roaches making their way over to the third now. I don't know if he's looking for proxy pylons, perhaps scouting probes, just trying to keep control of the map. He does have both Xel'Naga towers, and we do have a little bit of a push now headed out for KiWiKaKi. He's going to warp in some units on the low ground. Definitely going to take this Xel'Naga tower and then head over to the third and see if he can get a little bit of harassment done. He does not have a probe following with the army, nor does he have any sentries, so not going to be any force fields here, and really I don't think he's looking to accomplish too much with this attack, and I think he needs to be very careful as well.
Yeah, he's only now going up to Twilight Council and thus Blink, but there's enough Zerglings here, enough Speedlings that they should be able to surround these units quite easily and allow those roaches to engage. And I don't think that this attack alone will do all that much. He is warping in another round of units and getting a pylon up, so he's going to be able to advance with some Zealots. Good thing he didn't move in with just the Stalkers, or he would have been absolutely obliterated. Blink is now researching, but he's just playing a passive game. Here he comes now, finally going to make his way up. And Nerchio, he has a lot of units. Now KiWiKaKi is on creep, and those Zerglings are going to get right around. Immediately get a surround on all of the Zealots, and all of those fall down right away. KiWiKaKi going to lose the rest of the Stalkers as well.
Oh, man. And this is a terrible blow for KiWiKaKi. I mean, like we said earlier, the 6 gate timing just delayed by so much. If you really look at that fight, Nerchio having more than enough to deal with this. I mean, just absolutely smashing KiWiKaKi's push, and I think that is just going to set the tone for the rest of the game. I mean, anytime you lose a battle in a dramatic fashion like that, you are set so far behind. Now, Nerchio obviously working off of 3 base here. He has good saturation. I believe KiWiKaKi quite cut several drones there for that attack, and now switching over to the Dark Shrine, going to try and accomplish something with these DTs, but it seems like a little bit of a last-ditch effort, and, we've seen this before.
I agree 100%. I mean, this is very last-ditch effort. I mean, KiWiKaKi is down, let's see, 66 supply against 126. He has half the supply of his opponent. He is only down by 12 workers as well, which means his army is, well, nothing. It's 6 Stalkers. For the meantime, he's trying to expand out of this and put down another Nexus. Ooh, here come the DTs, though. He's going to need to kill quite a bit. Is there any detection whatsoever? Let's see, Lair Tech is there. Oh, look, he already catches wind of these little blips going by and is immediately morphing in 3 Overseers. So we will be able to deal with this eventually. The KiWiKaKi will get his kills with these DTs.
Yeah, he is going to do some damage here, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get back into this game. He was going to have to at least kill an expansion, an entire drone line, something of that nature to really get himself back into this. And it looks like he's going to clean up that final DT in the corner there at the main. Yeah, he will get that. So all of the DTs taken care of now, not really able to accomplish what they set out to, but they did buy KiWiKaKi at least a little bit of time, a little bit of breathing room, forced Nerchio's units back on his side of the map, and allowed KiWiKaKi to at least drop that third. I don't think he's going to be able to maintain it, though, and I think that's really what this game is about to come down to, whether or not he can hold on to this third, and it's going to be really, really hard.
Yeah, especially because now Nerchio is going into super aggression mode. He just put up another 25 some odd Zerglings and another 10 Roaches or so. So he's up to 27 Roaches, 53 Zerglings against just 12. Yes, that's 12 Blink Stalkers. Certainly not where KiWiKaKi wants to be. He's putting up a couple of Photon Cannons as well to help with a little bit of defense, but against this amount of units, that's not going to do all that much. Here comes Nerchio, though. He's going to start making his way in. He's leading with those Roaches to start buffering damage, and he'll flank with the Zerglings here in just a second.
He doesn't see the Lings, and the Lings are coming in from the side right now, and Blink wisely going down from KiWiKaKi, but there are still so many Zerglings here, and look at all those Roaches. I mean, really, he just has to A-move at this point, and I think he will be able to take this third out, and oh god, blinking right on top of all the Stalkers and Zerglings. Note to self, do not try this at home.
Yeah, this is not going to end well for KiWiKaKi. This third is going to go down. He's got these DTs here, but there were Overseers around. Oh, did the Overseer get picked off?
No, I think they're still all back at the main.
There was one that came up. He was able to kill the first round of DTs with the Overseer that was in place, but I think the Overseer that came with the army got killed. So Nerchio's going to bring out another one. He'll be able to clean up those DTs, but still not nearly enough damage done. He got the Nexus killed. See, 141 supply, 298. And KiWiKaKi trying to come back as best he can, but this may just be a case of too little and too late.
Yep, and we do have the gold going down for Nerchio as well. Just a little bit of icing on the cake. He's already so far ahead. Why not just get a little bit farther ahead?
Yeah.
And he is going to continue to pour on the hurt here, and I like the fact that he's not just, going to sit back and start macroing up and give the Protoss an opportunity to really, build that army up, because as long as you allow Protoss to continue to build up, to have 3 base and 6 gas, I mean, they are capable of still making things happen. But Nerchio going to try and steal the deal here, going in with another huge Roachling ball, and there is 1 Immortal out and a few DTs, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to hold this.
Nope, neither do I, especially as that Overseer is now coming into range, so the DTA is going to get picked off, as are the Photon Cannons, and the Stalkers are in no position to go ahead and pick off the Overseers. Well, now they do. They do manage to pick off one because of the nice blink down onto the low ground, but that alone is not going to be enough. Nerchio is going to force another cancel on this Nexus. Well, he wasn't engaging with all of his forces at any one given point in time. That's going to allow KiWiKaKi to get in and kill a little bit more, but once again, Nerchio reinforcing so well. He's already got another huge ball of Zerglings and now Infestors in the mix back at his base.
Yeah, KiWiKaKi actually microing so well right there. Such a smaller force. I mean, he shouldn't have even come close to killing that many units, but just doing a great job microing his units right there, using the Immortals to the best of their ability, keeping them alive in the back. But as we were saying, here comes Flood Wave number 2, and he just continues to haplessly throw Zerglings and Roaches at the third of KiWiKaKi, and as long as he's delaying this, I mean, on the other side of the map, he's virtually untouched, and here it is. I believe this is the third phase, actually, and I think this will be able to clean everything up. We do have 3 Overseers, so those DTs are not going to be as effective as he would like. There we go. The first Immortal goes down, a few Stalkers going down, but Nerchio not comfortable with the situation, going to wait for these Infestors, and as soon as they join the party, I think he will go in and try and kill the rest of these units. More reinforcements streaming in now as well.
Yeah, his production is just absurd right now. He's on 73 drones as well. He's going to be able to make his way in. These fungal growths are doing a ton of damage to the Stalkers and to the Immortals. More importantly, they are pinning all of these units in place and allowing the Roaches just do insane amounts of damage. Last couple of Stalkers are going to go down. This Immortal is going to fall as well. Now, when I say he, KiWiKaKi did actually have +2 upgrades as well. There's the GG. Nerchio was actually working off of 0-0 upgrades basically the entire time. That was allowing KiWiKaKi to start to draw even with some of the much larger forces, maybe longer than he should have, but it wasn't going to be enough. Nerchio's production just too good.
Yep, GG it is, and Nerchio's production better than good. There was absolutely nothing Kiwi could do there. Working off 3 base, however many gateways he had, I think he might have been on maybe 8 there at the end, 6, 7, 8, yeah. So working off those 8 gates, just not enough for that 3 base, Sauron-style Zerg where he's just rallying all of his units directly outside your third, producing wave after wave, and he was actually trading relatively well. I mean, I think all of those trades came out on Nerchio's side. I think he came out in the plus on almost all of them.
Yeah, he just had too many units as well. I mean, he could have thrown away a force that was 30% larger than what KiWiKaKi was throwing at him, and he still would have been able to trade okay because of the way he was reproducing units. So, very well played there out of Nerchio, though. He does take game number 1 of this best of 3.
Absolutely.
Yeah, guys, we're going to head into game number 2 in just a second. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right now.